Hello dear students, we are going to learn the formation of the company in this video. This is the second chapter of class 11 business studies, form of business organization. In this video, we will learn about the formation of the company, or we will learn the various stages of the formation of the company. Before going further, we need to understand what is a joint stock company or a company organization. Basically, joint stock company is a voluntary association of individuals who are working together for the profit. They have their capital in the business. Capital is divided into transferable shares or non-transferable shares, the ownership of which is the condition of the membership. Now, come to the next point, that is the topic of this video, is the formation of the company. As you can see on the screen that there are four stages in the formation of a joint stock company. The very first one is the promotion, then we have incorporation, then we have capital subscription, and then we have commencement of business. In this video, we'll learn all the stages of the company organization in the formation of a company. The very first step is the promotion. Promotion is, as you can see, that company organization formation is not a very easy process, but it is a complex process. In this formation process, the first step is the promotion. Promotion is the very initial stage in the formation of a company. It includes several steps. So these are the steps in the promotion. Basically, promotion is the discovery of business opportunities. When we are going to start a business, the very first thing is that we should have an idea on which we are going to start our business, in which on which we are going to start our company. So finding out the business opportunities and the subsequent organization of funds, property, and managerial ability into the business concern for the purpose of making profit thereon. So the person who perform the function of promotion is known as promoter, right? Then the promoter perform all these functions which you can see on the screen at the time of promotion. Before going further, we need to understand what the promoter do. What is the role of the promoter in the business? What is the role of the promoter in the company organization? Basically, promoter is not an agent as the company is not yet registered, right? So when the promoter is entering into the contract, he is entering into the contract on personal basis, on personal grounds, because company is not yet incorporated, so company has no existence till now. So if the promoter enters into any contract, he or she will be liable for every contract, right? The second is the promoter is not the trustee of the company, but he stands in fiduciary relationship. Means the promoter, if the promoter is entering into the contract on behalf of the company which is not yet registered, then there should be the relationship of utmost good faith with the company he is promoting, and the promoter should not misuse his position, right? Next thing about the promoter is the promoter is not legally entitled for the expenses incurred in the promotion of the company. However, the company may reimburse pre-incorporation expenses to the promoter, but company is not legally liable to pay. Right now, we are moving further. So these are the stages of the promotion, or we can say that these are the functions that the promoter have to perform in the process of promotion. As you can see on the screen that the very first step of the promotion process is to identify the business opportunities, right? The process of the formation of the company begin when the promoter identifies the business opportunity, business ideas. The idea may be with respect to the setting of a new business or expanding the existing business, right? The promoter also undertake the preliminary analysis of the idea in terms of profitability, in terms of risk, because when I am going to start the business, being a promoter, what I would like to do, I would like to know whether I am going to start the business, how much risk it involved, how much profitability it would have. So basically, I am finding out the opportunities and I am analyzing those opportunities, right? Then the second step that the promoter have to perform is doing the feasibility study. in the feasibility study, what he do? He try to find out whether basically in feasibility studies are conducted in order to identify all the aspects of the business, intended business. Right, feasibility study, whether I am going to start a particular business, will it be feasible or not? Will I be able to attain the level of profitability I am targeting or not? Is it feasible? Is it achievable? Right. Under the feasibility study, we need to find out the feasibility in terms of technology, in terms of financial feasibility, in terms of economic feasibility. I mean, we have to find it out whether on terms of the technology, I would be able to find this technology in my locality or not, right? In financial feasibility, I will find it out if the firm's funds required for the business is so large that it cannot be arranged within the available means, then the project is said to be the financial unfeasible. So this is the thing which we have to do in the feasibility study, whether we are able to achieve our aims or not. And in the third step of the promotion, there is a name approval. Name approval, the in this the promoter have to select the name, supposed name of the intended company organization, right? And after that they have to decide the name, and after that they have to get it registered from the registrar of the company. So the promoter has to be very selective when he is choosing the name for the company organization, right? Or basically generally the promoter give three preferences, name preferences, to the registrar of the company, and then registrar approve the name if the proposed name is not identical to any name of the any other company, or it should not be misleading as well. Then the fourth step of the promotion is that fixing of the signatories of the MOA. MOA is the very important document of the company organization. Basically, MOA is the Memorandum of Association, right? Memorandum of Association is the very crucial document of the company organization, which is also known as the charter of the company, in which all the objectives of the company is mentioned over there. So the promoter have to fix the signatories. Who will be the signatories of the memorandum of association? Right? They have to decide the signatories. Usually the people who sign on the memorandum, they are known as signatories, are also the very first directors of the company. The written consent of the signatories to act as directors and to buy the qualification shares. When I am talking about qualification shares, the fixed number of shares they have to purchase to become the director of the company, then they will be able to sign on the memorandum of association. The memorandum must be signed by at least 7%, means there should be 7 signatories minimum in case of public company. And when I talk about private company, there should be minimum 2 signatories, right? Then the next step or the next function being performed by the promoter is the appointment of professional. As we know, we need a lot of professionals in a company. So the next function being performed by the promoter is to appoint the various professionals. Those professionals can be bankers, auditors, right? Then the last function performed by the promoter is preparing the necessary documents. What are those documents now? Those documents can be MOA, Memorandum of Association. Those documents can be Article of Association. Document can be consent of proposed directors. The person who are proposing to be the director of the company, they can give their consent, and this document have to be prepared by the promoter. Then the other document can be the agreement. Whosoever is the professional of the company, they have to sign an agreement with the promoter, or the statutory declaration. So these are the documents which the promoter have to prepare during the very first step of the formation of the company, that is promotion. Then we have the another step of the formation of the company, and that is very crucial step, that is the incorporation, or in general English we can also call it registration. This is the very crucial step of the formation of the company organization. Incorporation means registration as per the Company Act 2013, right? This is the second step in the formation of the company. After the registrar approves the name, First of all, the registrar have to approve the name, which have been decided in the very initial stage of the company formation. That was promotion. Promotion may promoter has decided the name, then the registrar has approved that name. Now, what the promoter will do in the second step? Promoter will have to apply for the incorporation, and in the incorporation, the promoter can proceed with the following steps for the incorporation, which you can see on the screen. The very first step is the filling of document, then payment of fee, and then certificate of incorporation will be there. When I am talking about filling of documents means the promoter make an application to the registrar for the incorporation, and the promoter have to attach the documents with the application form, which he is going to give to the registrar to get his company registered. Up, the question is, what are those documents that the promoter have to give with the application form? Those documents are the memorandum of association, those documents, article of association, written consent of the proposed directors, agreement, statutory declaration, and notice of the address of the registered office. These are the documents which the promoter have to give to the registrar of offices, along with the application form of incorporation, right? Then after giving all the documents, what is the next step the promoter have to perform is, promoter have to pay the fees, right? Prescribed as per the prescribed rate under the Company Act. Then when the promoter have given the documents, the application form, and the stipulated fees to the registrar, then the registrar scrutinize the all the document given by the promoter. If he is satisfied with all the formalities or the completion of documents, then the registrar issues the certificate of incorporation. The moment the certificate is issued, the company came into existence. Now the company will have his own legal existence. Company has a separate legal entity at the moment when it gets the certificate of incorporation, right? Basically, this certificate, it signifies the birth of the company, right? Now, what are the effects of the incorporation? Why do the company get incorporated? There are very genuine reasons that the company can have their own separate legal entity by the registration. Then the company can enter into the valid contract because they have their own separate identity now, right? And certificate of incorporation is the evidence of regularity of the incorporation of the company. Then we have the third step of the company organization, formation of the company organization, that is capital subscription. Capital subscription step required to raise the fund from the public, right? When we are setting the private organization or private company, then we don't need to perform this step, right? We can start our business after getting the certificate of incorporation when we are setting private company. But when we are setting the public company, we have to raise funds from the general public, and for raising the funds from the general public, we need to perform this step, right? This is the capital subscription. In this step, there are several steps as well. First of all, we need to get the SEBI approval. SEBI is the Security and Exchange Board of India. Security and Exchange Board of India, which has been set up in 1992. It is the regulatory authority in the security market. Security market means the market where the financial securities are being sold. Financial security means our shares, debentures, right? जहाँ पे financial security का सेल हो रहा है वो financial market है, security market है, और SEBI उसको govern करता है, right? So we are going to raise money from the general public, so we need to listed our shares in the financial market, and so we need to get approval from the SEBI, right? If a company proposes to raise capital from the public by issue of shares or debentures, then the draft prospectus has to be submitted to the SEBI, and when the SEBI will scrutinize the document, and then inadequate protection for the interest of the investors. Because SEBI approval is very necessary if we are going to raise funds from the general public. Very first step. Then we need to fill the prospectus, okay, or statement in lieu of prospectus. What is prospectus? Prospectus is the another document. which we have to prepare while forming the company organization. Prospectus is the document which invite the deposit or offers from the general public for the subscription of purchase of shares or debentures of the company. Right. A statement in lieu prospectus is prepared when the public company is confident in raising the fund from the private sources. Right. And the copy of the prospectus or statement in lieu of prospectus is to be filled with the registrar as well. Then the very third step of the capital subscription is that we need to appoint the brokers or the underwriters, because raising funds from the public is a very complex task. Okay, so it involves so many other brokers, bankers, or underwriters as well. So when we are performing the step of the capital subscription, we need to appoint all these people as well. The process of appointing underwriter ensure basically the minimum subscription of the capital is known. कि भाई अगर आप कैपिटल रेज कर रहे हो, if we are not able to raise the minimum subscription amount, then the underwriters will have their role to play, right? Then we have minimum subscription. What is minimum subscription? Before commencing the business, before commencing any business, every public limited company must raise the minimum subscription. Why minimum subscription is needed? Minimum subscription is needed to avoid shortage of fund. Okay. It refers to the minimum number of shares that must be subscribed by the investors. For suppose if we are issuing 100 shares, so there should be minimum subscription. Means 90% of the shares should be sold so that there is no shortage of fund for the company when it is going to start. Right. Minimum subscription is the amount which is stated in the prospectus as well. Prospectus may this would be mentioned what is the minimum subscription of amount, right, that the company has to raise. Okay. Then application to the stock exchange. A public company must get itself registered with the stock exchange because we are inviting the general public to raise funds for the company. So we need to get our company registered under the stock exchange as well. For this, the company has to make an application in at least one stock exchange to get the permission. If what if the company does not get the permission? If the company does not get the permission within the 10 weeks from the date of closure of subscription list, then the allotment will become void and the money received from the applicants will have to return within the 80 days. This is the very crucial point we have to get it clear कि by stock exchange में when we apply to get our security registered, if we do not get registered under the stock exchange, then we have to uh, return or refund the money we have already received within the 30 days. Then allotment of shares. After getting the name listed in the stock exchange, the company makes allotment as per the SEBI guidelines, because SEBI is the organization which is governing the financial market, right? But this will happen only when we get our securities registered in the stock exchange, right? Then we can allot the shares under the name of the shareholders whosoever have applied to invest in our company. So this is the capital subscription step in which we are raising the capital from the general public and we have to perform the various functions in this step. In this way, we are done with the formation of company stages. And the last stage is the commencement of business. After performing all these activities, the registrar will issue the commencement of business certificate to the company organization or to the promoter. Then the promoter can start their business, right? But this is applicable only in case of public company. No private company need commencement of business certificate to start the business. All right. So we are done with the formation of the company process. Thank you.